Hello everyone, this is the review of the Model Comprehend Anaklusmos Galaxia Series 1, the Earth Guardian EX, or if you can read Chinese, it's called the Earth Gaia. So here is the model kit. It's a bit old, so I'm not going to bother to go through it in detail, but one thing that I do want to stress out is that here is not a turtle. The series is actually a Chinese-made cartoon, pretty original in terms of character design. The storyline is very bland and very obvious, but yeah, the characters are done pretty well. Well, at least a robotic one. The mechanic is good. The kids are boring, but yeah, it's based on typical cliche story of kids on Earth in future find weird thing that's supposed to relate to the fate of the universe, and then Guardian robot appear to protect them as they travel the universe trying to save the world. Yes, out of the robots, there are 10 in total that is on the ally side and 5 that are on the evil side. They're all based on various planets of the galaxy system plus the sun. And the main character in terms of the mecha is Gaia here, which is based on the Earth. That is why he has so many armor plating on him, because in the story, in the cartoon, all of the robotic guardians have the ability to collect energy around them in order to power up their final attacks. And to do so, they basically conceal themselves into a spherical shape as a defense form, and the whole body becomes act like solar panel to actually collect the light, which is why he got so many armor on him, because all of this armor panel is supposedly surround him into a sphere. Yeah, it's a pretty neat idea, and this is official as well, but the official merchandises actually come out pretty well in China at the time. We're talking about 2010 or something like that. No, 2011 when the show was released back in China. The official toy merchandise came in the form of 6-inch transformable figures, which I'm going to show a few on screen in terms of picture and some of the promo shots. In there, I think they include characters like Mars. The one based on Mars, I think, is called Eris. The one based on Jupiter, I think it's called Zeus. I think it is. The one based on Pluto is Hades. That one I know, but that is different actually. Yeah, that one is a 5-inch posable action figure, but not transformable. Talk about the non-transformable one. There's also Neptune. Can't remember the name. Some of the characters is not actually based on Greek or Roman god and mythology name. There is the Uranus one. Uranus one looked pretty good. Saturn, that is a posable one, and Jupiter is posable as well, as I said before, but Saturn is posable as well, just look a lot more bulkier than it's supposed to be. Mercury has a posable and a transformable as well, but the posable looks a lot better than the transformable because yeah, it's supposed to look a bit like a sniper with a very big assassin head, Japanese style assassin's monk head with aiming sight on the front. Yeah, aiming sight on the front. But yeah, there's a lot of characters, and there's also the sun, the Apollo. That one looks pretty good as well. And so are the evil guys. One based on the moon called Anabi. There's one that is supposed to be a corroding comet, and 2 other that is supposed to be stars, but can't see that there have been stars at all. But yeah, so those are the official merchandise, and so there is also official transformable merchandise for Gaia as well. But yeah, like all of the others, the armor plating is too big in order to actually conceal the whole robot. So Model Comprehend were also approached to create a more so accurate and more more menacing looking version of Gaia based on the original CG art. And here we are. So he looks good. A lot of people complain about him being really taking a lot of design element out of the Gundam 00 line at the time, especially the 00, the 007 sword, etc., etc. And from what I could see, I think I see more of dynamism on him. But the more you build him, the more you realize it's a lot of aesthetically looking similar, but in reality, when you mess around with him, their functionality is different, either better or worse, mostly worse. And it does give me the feeling that it's a bit like complaining two things looking way too similar, because to be honest, there is only so many ways you can make a jet transform into a robot, which is why there are so many transformer jet that look a bit like a Valkyrie, and the transformation look a bit like a Valkyrie, because there is just so many ways you can actually do something. Going beyond that is a bit difficult. So consider this is actually someone's first attempt to make something completely original, and end up taking design cues and elements from Bandai. I would say it's actually acceptable, really. So things that are obvious, that are quite obvious, that is actually taken from someone else. That joint on the shoulder, that is the Dynamis style joint, except it doesn't click into place. So it looks the same, but it's functionally different. The hip joint is taken from the 00, but again, the 00 doesn't end with a flat end like that. The 00 have the leg armor conceal most of the hip joint, so they decided that it doesn't need it. They want it to be more exposed. Yeah. The leg has some design cues from Exia and 00, but again, it only looks vaguely like it. The closer you look at it, the less it looks like it. I mean, there is a slot in here, but it's a bit more like a design element. But this flap is definitely based on Exia, except it doesn't move as well. The leg joint, the ankle joint looks very, very much like the 00, but it doesn't flex around as much. It's only flex around this much. While the 00, we know that it's literally, you can turn the legs 180, 90 degrees to each direction. The body chest, I don't know. The body chest looks pretty original this time round. The head is definitely original, because the head looks exactly like what it does on the CG art. And the shells are more or less original. I don't think there's any Transformer or Gundam so far that actually got so many armor plating that is like that. Talking about the armor plating, you've seen it a little bit at the beginning. It all opens up to reveal a lot of clear part. If you are a fan of clear part, you will like this kit a lot. There are definitely a lot of clear parts in here. You can see them in here. Oh, you didn't see any of them, but yeah, you can see it here. So clear part all over there. So clear part in between all of this plating. It's a bit difficult to actually open up. I might take some photo actually to show you guys. But yeah. And oh, this actually moves as well, because they have thrusters on the inside. Articulation wise, he's good at some point, bad at some point. The arm can actually go up pretty high. Without this, it's even better. But the arm can only bend about 45 degrees at most, I would say. The hand is on the ball joint, so it's plugged in, so it wiggle around and turn around. Then the head is on a single ball joint, but it got enough room to turn pretty much everywhere, going up and down pretty well. Double joint on the body, so it can tilt forward a little bit, tilt backward quite a bit, and tilt sideways a bit. There's no front skirt. There's side skirt that wrap all the way to the front, and they're on a tiny little ball joint like most of the master grade that people always complain about. So it's on a tiny little ball joint that flicker away easily, but it moves everywhere. So it will move all the way. For the leg, which can move very well because it is the double hip joint. So it can do almost everything. Unlimited rotation down here. The knee is 90 degrees, about 90 degrees. The leg is on a swivel on the top, so it goes up and down quite a bit. There's a little, as I said before, there's a tiny little bit of swivel here, but that's it. But yeah, articulation is good at some point and horrible at some point. Horrible as in here. The rest of them, I would say, is fine or great. Accessories. Let's talk about the obvious one that people also is not happy about, and it's this. This is the guy's main weapon. Can't remember the name now. The shield got a name as well, by the way. But yeah, everyone looks at it instantly say this is a knockoff from the red frame and the blue frame. But well, yes, the design and the idea is the same, but they simplify a lot and they change the way it handles, which end up being something quite unique. Oh, by the way, it used one of those slots to plug the hand in. But yeah, the weapon, to me as a weapon, looks pretty good. In here is a big sword, is the main sword mode. If you open it up and take this off, scope at the end, and point it forward, it becomes a sniper rifle. If you don't like that, you can take that off. You can take this off as well, and it becomes a standard rifle. Or if you still don't like it, if you still think that the gun is too long, you can plug that in and it becomes a pea shooter. This too got a handle on the inside, and put the blade in here. Energy effect blade. Oh, it becomes a short arm blade, underarm arm blade. With all of the bits and pieces you have, you can link them up together, and you can add this in. And you suddenly got a very, very long halberd or spear or whatever you want to call it. Open this up, extend this, and you have a pair of claws. Yeah, I think this is a stupid one. Or if you really want to cut things apart, put this back in, and you can plug this in. And I think I'm running out of space to show you this one. And I commence the 1999 Space Odyssey theme. No, I can't do that because I think there's copyright on that one. But yeah, it's that long. It's taller than him, and yeah, I still can't fit it into the screen. There we go. That's how big it is. Yeah, if you want him to be shooting stuff, and you think a long rifle, a short rifle, and a beam shooter is not good enough, you can put this together. This is the final energy blast gun, so you can see all the energy going through it. And there's a handle on the back, and if it's not enough, at any point add this extra handle, so you have the second hand to actually hold it in place. So yeah, that is a lot of accessory, and they really have thought a bit further than even the S-Ray in some of the idea. Things like all of the variation of the type of the gun, including this one and all of the other one. The various form of the halberd, which to be honest is a bit obvious, but pretty good. And to be honest, I think this guy has been a bit unfairly panned by most people as being a knockoff of Double O and Dynamis and Astray. To be honest, I think he has achieved a bit more than a simple copy. And to be honest, if they continue on going further and further and actually striding away from the simple copy, because to be honest, to actually make this guy, okay, there's a little bit of design element that are not a few. There's a reasonable amount of design element that is taken from other people, but to actually create their own mode based on them is not easy. And for the majority of the armor afterward being designed by themselves, means that Model Comprehend is willing to go a step further than simply getting a quick buck out of people, which I think is nice. It's a bit like the third party situation with Transformer right now. Like them, Model Comprehend here is actually striding away from blatant copies, and so is another company known as Long Gone, which at a later date I will actually show you as well. But this is basically it for me. Do I recommend him? I recommend him based purely on the fact that he is actually a unique character from a different show with mostly unique design on his part as well. Okay, he's not perfect. His articulation is a bit poor, and his weight issue is obvious. Of course, he does come with a stand, but it's a very tiny little stand. But if you have weight issue, use this. So this is basically it for me. Join me next time for another review.